Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a quick update on Ofcom and their battle against GB News and all the pressure on Ofcom, that is the regulator for broadcasters in this country, to shut down GB News because it's biased more towards the political right? There are a number of complaints about GB News. They're saying that, well, you have politicians presenting it. Seems like no one cares that Labour politicians are presenting on LBC, but that's a whole different argument. But they also want to shut it down, especially when it comes to the upcoming general election. They are, for example, saying that Nigel Farage is a politician and he shouldn't be presenting. Nigel Farage currently doesn't hold any public office, so he shouldn't really count as a politician. But you do have Tory MPs, which I've always been very critical of, having too many politicians having shows anyway. It's just not a good look. But it's nothing illegal as long as they're not government ministers. But having said that, Ofcom have decided to come back and make a decision on whether GB News should be shut down or not. Well, finally, some common sense from Ofcom. They've said, no, we're not shutting it down. But there's also a bit of a row. For example, Nick Robinson from BBC said, so Nigel Farage, one of the founders and owners of Reform UK, can present an impartial programme, as in impartial, sarcastically, on a TV news channel, again sarcastically, during the general election, according to the broadcasting regulator Ofcom. The leader of the party, Richard Tice, and his only MP, Lee Anderson, can present programmes in the run-up to the campaign alongside Jacob Rees-Mogg. Is that your idea of impartiality, right? But of course, we actually then had the person in charge of Ofcom, and in terms of this decision, whose name is Christina Squires, has come out to say there are some people who won't be happy unless we shut GB News down tomorrow, and that's not the kind of a country we live in. We are not censors. Nick would be the first one to be cross if Ofcom told him how the Today programme ought to be. We live in a country with editorial freedom and the right for broadcasters to decide how they make their programs. It is up to them to make them impartial. Objectively and logically, she's right. But there's a bit of hypocrisy because it's not completely free in this country. Media is not free. And the same Ofcom, as regulators, they might not fully censor, as in shutting down channels, but they're already censoring it enough. And this is how they get away with it. For years and years, in Western Europe, we've had big government and big state, the size of the state increasing, and they are basically telling you, it's okay, we are not like the Soviet Union, we are not like the communist China. So you'll be like, oh, yes, we're not actually. So it feels like I have freedom compared to Soviet Union. But why do we compare our standards to the Soviet Union? Compare us to what we used to be and what America used to be, the land of the free. Both in America and in Western Europe, we are now seeing slowly but surely the size of the state increasing. We are having censorship through the back door or alongside certain other regulations, but it's all in the name of either public health or public safety. They are saving you from yourselves. And if you complain that you don't have freedom, they will send out these people saying, actually, we do have freedom because at least we are not communist China. So let's not compare ourselves to those traditional dictatorships. Let's compare us to what we used to be and what we can still be, a free England.